All right, my next guest came up to us this morning and mentioned some shocking developments at his firm's ETFs, and he's claiming that action has been taken upon him and his firm that are politically motivated. So I'm going to bring in Azoria CEO James Fishback, and the tickers involved here, folks, are TSLV, SPXM, and James. So apparently the ETF firm that you deal with, Title ETF, is yanking you off of their platform?
That's exactly right, Charles. I wish I were on here with better news, but the delisting and debanking of conservatives in America continues. On October 6th, I wrote a memo to the Title Board of Trustees asking them that since President Trump is standing up for American workers by canceling the H-1B program, that we also wanted to create an amendment to our meritocracy fund that said that we were not going to invest in companies that fired Americans, hired foreigners from India and China, and then forced Americans to train their replacements. And that is un-American, and that's the wrong business decision to make. And guess what? We learned yesterday that that same board has now voted without any shareholder input, any shareholder vote, to shut down, liquidate, and delist our funds in December. I wrote to the SEC chairman, Paul Atkins, this morning, asking them to intervene. And Charles, I just got a call from the White House 20 minutes ago. They are monitoring the situation. My message to the Board of Trustees of Title, with all due respect, is this. You are siding with foreign workers. You are siding against Americans. You are siding against President Trump. If you want to put foreigners against Americans, you, like the foreigners, can get out of our country. We are going to stop apologizing for this globalist, un-American agenda. And Azoria was proud to make this amendment. You want to shut us down if you want, but we're going to relaunch this fund next year because we are not going to be intimidated.
All right, let me read a statement to you and the audience from Title. It says that the decision had nothing to do with political views or affiliations. The board was not aware of the sub-advisor's requests relating to modification or strategies associated with H-1B visas. Title's and the board's actions were triggered by Title's receipt of a subpoena on September 29th in connection with litigation involving Mr. Fishback and his prior employer. Title Financial Group is and has always been politically agnostic. And of course, they're referring to the situation with you and Greenlight Capital. There was some going back and forth whether or not you had shared confidential information. I understand at some point you admitted that you did casually. Is that resolved?
Yeah, that's all resolved. I don't know what on earth they're talking about. This is a lawsuit about conduct from 2021 that was brought 15 months ago. They were aware of this lawsuit. We talked about this lawsuit with the board 7 months ago when we brought this to this attention. There has been no damages alleged, no damages awarded in any of this. This is fake news. They're trying to find pretextual grounds for their clear political discrimination of our move to stand up for American workers, Charles. At the end of the day, Title can say what they want.
Let me jump in 1 second for James, because I see Free Markets is on their site and a couple others that I know are conservative leaning. So could they say, hey, we've got other conservative ETFs on the site that we haven't yanked off yet?
Well, not all conservatives are cut of the same cloth. We would have been the first investment firm to stand up and exclude companies that fund the great replacement of Americans via H-1B. And here's the best part, Charles. Title has 3 H-1B workers on their payroll. They should be ashamed of themselves. Fire those H-1Bs and hire Americans. That's what Azoria and President Trump are fighting for.
All right, I hand it over to Liz Clayman. Liz, over to you.